What's going on, everybody? It's Douglas, and today we are starting a brand new series that I'm going to be dubbing Becoming a Builder. I'm still not 100% sure the direction that I want to go. However, you'll notice I am in creative mode for this, so it's going to be a little bit different than my Learning Java Survival series. Something I know about myself is that I am not the best builder in Minecraft. I'm kind of proud of the one that I did here in my Learning Java world, and there's been a few other buildings that I've done that I'm kind of proud of, but it is not my strong suit, and I figure the only way to fix that is to practice. So here I am in a creative world. I made it normal, and this creative world is going to be my playground. I'm going to be building a lot of things here. Starting off today with some starter houses. In my opinion, any good starter house has a very easy to gather color palette of blocks that you can find at the beginning of any survival world. So I'm gonna go ahead and select a couple. We're gonna do one building here in this little patch of ground, and then another one over here. We're going to do slightly different palettes for both. And at the end, I'm going to do a little bit of a wrap up and say, here's what I like about this one. Here's what I could change about this one. Here's what I like about this one. Here's what I would change about this one. And I think it's going to be a good starting point for this series to just kind of be like, hey, this is what I need to work on. So for this one, this first one, I think what I wanted to do, cobblestone, oak, and then just, cobblestone, oak, let's say wool, and maybe a little bit of deep slate. This is the color palette, I think, or the block palette, I mean, of what I want this first one to kind of follow. It's very basic and very easy to get at the start of the world. Now it's very basic and easy to get at the start of the world with cobbled deep slate. This is what I'm going to focus on, but I think I'm going to add an oak log block palette or block into the palette so that I can have pillars around the outside. Okay, to start off on this house, we're gonna need just a basic outline. I'm gonna do a basic outline with oak logs. I think we'll have a nice little entrance right here, and then I'll have a main house and a little offshoot. So we'll come back over this way so that the entrance can have a separate roof. I like to do odd numbers so that I can have a nice little arches and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna come back here, and I think I'll do this back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, and then if I come out another couple, well, let's see. If I come over here, 2 in from the entrance and 1 out, and then over here 2 in from the entrance and 1 out, I can have another little bit of the house out here. And I think that is the basic outline of what I want. That is starter house number 1 exterior done. I added a little bit to this block palette, so I'm just gonna put these here. Nice. I added just a little bit to the block palette right there in the entrance, but I am surprisingly happy with how this turned out. It is definitely not perfect, but I'm happy. So I'm gonna start out with things that I like about it, okay? I like the simplicity of the block palette. It's awesome. I love it. I like uniqueness of each side. I love that it's not uniform. You know, this side looks completely different, or the front looks completely different from the back. The right side looks completely different from the left. I like that the second story is out one block, because that will give me plenty of room on the inside. The bottom is a little bit cramped, and I'm not going to do interiors at all, so that's why it looks like this. Interiors this episode, but yeah, so the bottom might look a little cramped, but up here, if I just put a flooring down, I'd have plenty of room for storage chests and just everything that you need in a starter house. I like the roof, the shape. I'm kind of torn. This roof is going to be a little bit unique. But I do like, if you look at it from above, roofs that have the same shape are not my favorite. So a thing that I like is that the roof is a unique shape. Okay. Yeah, so to recap, things that I like: simplicity of the block palette, uniqueness of each side, and uniqueness of the roof. Things that I don't like. Okay, I don't like the cobblestone right here. I don't know this part. It looks jarring. It looks weird to go from birch into cobblestone and from deep slate into cobblestone. I think that looks weird. I don't like this bottom level on this side. Obviously, if you know, if I was doing decorating this episode, I'd spruce it up a little bit, put a little bit of, you know, a flower, a bush, something like that. Yeah, I don't like. While I do like the simplicity of the block palette, I also don't think that cobbled deep slate and cobblestone go well together. I just think it looks a little bit weird. So to recap, things that I don't like: this section right here, birch into cobblestone, this little weird thing, the cobblestone and cobbled deep slate combination, don't like. This side looks a little bit weird. Oh, another thing, I don't like that these windows line up. I think that makes it look a little bit weird. All in all though, it's not my best work, but I am proud of it. Let me know in the comments what you would have done differently. If there's anything that you would have added, any tips that you can give me, please let me know down below. Moving right along to the next build. This is the palette that I'm going to go for, the block palette right here. Brick, dark oak, spruce, not infested stone bricks. Hang on. There we go, just regular. And yes, I don't like silverfish enough to actually change that. Yeah, so stone bricks, and then this moss block, it's not necessarily moss, it's just, you know, green, mossy cobblestone, mossy stone brick, just anything moss. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do another little time lapse of me building another starter house with this block palette, and we'll go from there. The outline of the house is gonna go like this. I'm gonna have 3 wide entrance. I'm gonna have a little bit of an L shape. So that is the basic outline of what I want. And I will be doing another little time lapse for this. All right, that is this starter house exterior done. I am a little bit more happy with this one, but I think that I'm just biased because the block palette is better for this one. But we're gonna start out and talk about things that I like about this one. One is the block palette. I think the dark oak and the green and the very vivid roof go together very nicely. The brick adds nice, yeah. All the sides are variations on a theme almost. They, like this front side has the same basic idea as this side, you know, just a little bit different. Yeah, I like the roof. Looking at it now though, the oxidized copper is very bright, but I do like it. The entrances are kind of cool. I like that birch has these, the doorknob and the hinges match perfectly with dark oak. I think that is a very awesome idea by whoever designed them. But things that I don't like about this, I just think the overall shape of this entrance is kind of weird. The lone dark oak trapdoor looks weird. This like rectangle here looks a little bit weird. At first I thought these were good ideas. Actually, you know what, let me finish my full idea with these, because this was my idea originally, was to put buttons on them. Which, you know, makes them look a little bit better. But I think that this could be, this stone brick background right here could be a little bit better. I do like the moss up here. I think that's kind of cool looking though. Things I don't like about the rest of it, I thought it was a good idea to have a stair, you know, 3 stairs, this stair wrapped around at first. But if you look at it from this angle, it just looks really like they round out very nicely on each side, but then this edge is just super hard, and I can't, like, I think that makes it look way too beefy, so I don't like that either. So I probably could come up with a better idea for that. I did want to put a balcony out some on either this big side or this big side, and by big side I mean on this side you have the smaller window and the bigger window, and the smaller side and the bigger side. So on one of these I wanted to put a balcony, but I couldn't quite think of how to do it, so I just kind of left it. But yeah, once again, this 2x2 window lines up with this 2x2 window, and or a 3x2 window, and like that was something I didn't like about the old one, so I'm kind of frustrated. Well, not frustrated, I just, you know, I should have realized that as I was building. This side I'm pretty fine with. The dark oak and the brick entrance, it's kind of nice. It's also, I don't know, feels a little bit out of place, but anyway, I love this side because these 2 areas right here could be used for benches and decorations and bushes and flowers and stuff. So I think that would honestly be my favorite side. So there's nothing really I don't like about that. But overall, this is what it looks like. This is from the top. I love the shape of the roof. I think that's cool to have 2 completely separate directions. Like I said before, having a roof that is just the same shape is not the best. Another thing I don't like about this is that it is very difficult to get at the beginning. Obviously it's dark prismarine on the top, which is something that you get much later into the game than birch and deep slate, and copper. You know, it's very easy to find, but it would take a while to find this much and to let it all oxidize. But overall, I think I did a great job. Great start to my Becoming a Builder series, and just like with the first house, if there's anything on the second one that you think I could do better or change, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. And I think I'm gonna call it there for the day. think that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Douglas and you have been awesome. Be sure to comment what you think of these two, which one you like better. House number 1 behind me right here, house number 2 right here, which you like better and why, and things that you think that I could do different, tips and tricks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.